You buy us dinners. The one last night was awesome. Glad we kept it small, though. The inheritance. So. You send us birthday and Christmas checks when Susan remembers. And you greet us and leave us with great hugs. And always depart from us with a God bless you, as if any of us need that. And so, as Susan was pointing out, you're always curious about our lives and our health. Now, how many people, even our friends, and Dee Dee and I talk about this all the time, do we know that rarely bother to ask us about ourselves? They can go on and on about themselves and their families and issues, but how often do they carry on a conversation centered on us? Well, thank you for the gift of curiosity, born of love, as Susan said. I know you've taught us that method of turning the conversation away from self and towards others. Your memory is incredible. That's another reason we like to have you around. Now, there's possibly a few counter examples recently that I got in trouble with the other day, but you always manage to keep us on our toes, and that trait goes back to many years to my childhood. It was always tough to get anything by you, you know. Of course, we tried often enough. But now as an adult, it's even harder. And by the way, Susan, did Mom remind you to get Ryan's birthday check in the mail? So you always remember something about us in our past that we've long forgotten. For example, how about that famous one of me as a baby? David, do you remember when Mrs., what was her name? Ghost or something like that? Said, "My, what a big nose he has."
Yeah. He did.
What was her name? McGillicuddy or something.
I forget.
So seriously, you're all so important to us, all of us, Mom. After all, how many people have moms and Grammys that are 90? As a matter of fact, the other day somebody came up to me that I know and said they were shocked to find out I even had a mother.
Still living.
Still living.
That's the truth, though. I had a student in one of my classes the other year. I had to ask them to pray for Mom because that was when she was in the hospital, and she goes, "You have a mother?"
They obviously aren't from the South.
Or be a me, Mom. Mom, we know that life can be very hard for you at times. We know you'd like to retire to heaven and be with Dad and rest comfortably in his arms. But what a beautiful thought that is. Wouldn't we all like that? But of course, that time will come when our Lord wants us to. Perhaps when your family can more easily let go, perhaps not. Suffice it to say that God wanted you to be the rock for our family all these years. Someone who unconditionally loves each and every one of us and who's interested in us. And I know as your loving son that you've been an irreplaceable presence in my life. I can never thank you enough for the gifts you've given me. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah.